Hello friends, and welcome back to Stan's Cutlery Universe. And I'm out here getting eaten to death by bugs. I may move. I think I will. Here, travel with me. As I'm getting ready to do tell you what I have chosen for my 4-knife challenge, $150 Smoky Mountain Knife Works 4-knife challenge. And the only reason I picked Smoky Mountain Knife Works is I wanted it to be the same place for everybody, if that makes sense, so that we all had to pick from the same place. Okay, here's what I learned about this challenge. I thought this was going to be pretty easy until I set that for me, any knife that I got had to be one that I know did not already own. So I decided I would start with my traditional pocket folder. For me, I thought, well, I don't need anything fancy because I'm going to try and cover that with my other knives. So I'm just going to go for a two or three blade knife, whether it be a trapper, a Barlow, whatever. Well, I finally decided that I was going to do a Rough Ryder brown jig bone razor trapper folding knife. These bugs are eating me alive out here. Doggone. You'd think it wouldn't have the mosquitoes. I'm out in the sun here, but got to get further away. Sorry. The Rough Ryder brown jigged bone razor trapper folding knife, RR072. So I picked that up. That was $16.99. Multiple reasons. I love the trapper pattern, and I thought, the razor would be kind of cool because that is a different style blade, and you can probably open it one-handed if need be. Okay, now I went for my modern folder. This is where it got way more complicated for me because I imposed the rule on myself that I couldn't already purchase knives I own to get something in the range of a 4-inch modern folder, 4-inch blade modern folder. Well, the ones that you can usually afford are like Cold Steel, a Rough Ryder, stuff like that. Most of those are out. I own most of those, that are $40 or below, or in that range to where I'd keep plenty of money for my other knives. So I kept digging. And what I came up with looks like a really cool knife. I like its profile. You're going to have to look these up yourself because I'm doing this. So I took my trash down to the road for pickup tomorrow. Is Bestech Knives Swordfish Purple Black G10 3.94 inch black drop point. It's a BG62C as in Charlie. That's $68. Well, now I'm going, wow, I've spent half my budget, more than half on my first two knives. So that kind of put, the fixed blade, the big fixed blade I wanted, kind of blew that one out of the water. So I started recalculating. I'll tell you what the big fixed blade was I was going to get. I actually just ordered it the other day. It is a Marbles, I think it's the MR722. It's a knife television. Cowboy Sebop had it on. A great looking knife, really well made. Thick blade, just what you want. But it's on sale right now for $55. Normally it's $78. But that's still out of my budget. So neither here nor there. So then I decided, well, now I have two knives. They're both good knives. But, I definitely don't have that heavy-duty modern knife I thought I was going to have. So I started looking at my small fixed blade. And what I chose is the CRKT Biwa, B-I-W-A, fixed blade knife, brown and black G10, 3.02-inch satin drop point, CR2382. Reason I did this is, if I'm reading it right, the blade thickness is 0.11 inches. Which for a small knife like that is really thick. It looks really well made. It's a 6-inch overall knife. It comes with a sheath that is set up for hanging around your neck, but also has the the clip so you can put it on your belt. That one was $30.95. So right there I thought, okay, now I got my traditional folder, trapper razor knife. I got my small fixed blade. It can be a neck knife or you can carry it on your clip, on your belt loop. And that's pretty heavy duty. And I got a really nice modern. But I'm going, man, I don't have much money left for this $150 challenge. I'm going, wow, what am I going to do here? So I'm not going to lie. I put search knives, Bowies, because I like Bowie knives. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to see what I can find. And I put from lowest to highest price, you know, so I could start out. And I realized I had roughly 30 some dollars I could spend. So I started going. Found a couple Cisco, you know, the SZCO company ones I could get. Couple Frost I could get. But again, came down to, do you already own them for me? And 90% of those budget ones, yes, I owned. So I was like, son of a gun. I'm not going to be able to do this the way I wanted to. Because I was really excited that I'm going to get a Bestech knife. I currently own no Bestech knives that I can remember. And I thought, this is cool. I'm going to try out a new knife brand, you know, got some. I'm like, man. So I kept looking, and all of a sudden I hit the $30 range, and up pops Cold Steel knives. I was like, oh yeah. Cold Steel Black Bear Bowie knife, 12-inch plain black powder clip point, CS97 SMBWZ. That's a 12-inch blade. We're definitely 6 inches or over. It's all black coated. It has a nylon sheath. It is what it is, but it was $30.95. I was like, pa-ching, yeah. I did it. I got it. You know, these are all knives that I don't currently own. I'm super excited because now in my head anyways, I have an awesome traditional. Anybody will admit, Rough Ryder, even if you don't like Chinese knives, Rough Ryder, dollar per dollar, cannot be beat when it comes to traditional pocket knives. That's my 2 cents. You disagree, that's fine. Tell me why you disagree down in the comments and we will go from there. Okay, so I'm super excited. Then I get my modern knife, which is a Bestech knife. I've heard great things about them. I've never owned one. This is a, you know, a black drop point. I was like, yeah, this is going to be cool. New knife there. Cool. They're both, you know, lighter duty, you know, but they're still cool, you know, because when I go to my small fixed blade, that's a pretty heavy duty knife, you know, 6-inch piece that has a 3-inch blade, 0.11 inches thick. I mean, 0.125 is an 1/8 inch. Okay. Yeah, 0.125 is an 1/8 inch. So, you know, on a small knife with a 3-inch blade, you got almost an 1/8 inch thick blade. You're going to do okay. So I'm real excited. And then when I get another Bowie knife, a Cold Steel, I was like, Daddy found his combo. This came to a grand total of $146.89 with shipping, or no, I'm sorry, shipping is free. With taxes was $151.71. Try and get it to where you guys can see it. There you go. So I did it. I figured it out, even with some extra self-imposed limitations that I put on myself, because I didn't see any sense of, hey, let's buy something I already own. You know, this is actually going to stay in my cart. I might actually even buy this. Probably not this week. I've already kind of shot my money for this week, but you know, maybe in a couple weeks or something, buy this and show you guys what I got. See what you guys think. I also got a comment back from Just Me 1125, I think it is, or 1225. Either way, you can look at the comments. He did his, and he had some good picks in there too. It's just really fun to see what people are thinking and where they're going. You know, like for me, initially, my pick was either going to be based around the big fixed blade, was what I wanted to do. But every big fixed blade that I wanted to do was like almost $100. So then I'm like, okay, I can get this traditional and I can get the small fixed blade still, but there's no way I'm getting a 4-inch blade modern. There's no way, unless I did a whiz bang, which I could have, you know, if that's the way you want your setup, that's fine. And honestly, maybe I should have. But what I liked about this is this made me think. And I said, you know what? No, I'm going to go with relatively budget pieces on these three. When I say relatively budget, you got to consider 2 of them are still $31 each. And then the Trapper's $17. And I'm going to get a little bit better large modern. Yeah, it's not a heavy duty modern, you know, but it's still a large modern. And I thought, this is cool. This is the direction I'm going to take this time. I'm going to see what happens, see where I go, see how it works out. And I think I put together a good, I'm going to go camping for the week. Okay. Traditional folder. Boom. Razor trapper knife. Sweet. Large modern. A Bestech knife Swordfish. Boom. 4-inch blade. Sweet. Well, 3.94. I said you could go like 3.9 because I know getting a 4-inch is kind of weird in there. Small fixed blade. A CRKT. Biwa, Biwa fixed blade. With micarta hand. I'm like, sweet. Perfect. And then a cold steel Bowie. Yeah, it's all black. It's murdered out and everything. But, so what? It's cool. So that's my list. That's what I chose. This was a lot of fun. I might do a couple more of these because it really, it challenged me. It made me really think. It's one of those things that on the surface you go, this is easy, and yeah, I could have done, like I said, all more, but I wanted to challenge myself with something I already didn't own. And also something that right now, if there's somebody that's never really bought knives and is like, hey, I want these types of knives. I'm going to be going out camping for a week, and I want my knives to carry when I'm at, what would you suggest? I'd be like, here you go, buddy. Order them up. Other than the Bestech, because I've never owned a Bestech, I know the quality of all the knives. And from what I've seen online, Bestech's pretty good knife. So I don't even feel too bad by saying, hey, here you go, man, rock on, because what you going to do? You're going to have some fun. I think it'd set them out there. They'd be well prepared. They'd have their small traditional, a trapper, standard trapper, 4 1/4 inch, a little over 3-inch blades. Boom. They have a nice modern with a 4-inch blade. Boom. Have a nice neck knife or, clip knife, belt loop knife, 6-inch overall, 3-inch blade. Boom. Then they have a monster Bowie knife made by Cold Steel. Now, I do know that Cold Steel name has dropped in quality a little bit since they've been bought out, but it's still Cold Steel. I think a lot of us, and I'm not making excuses for the quality dropping some, but we got really spoiled with Cold Steel. They were such good prices for so long, and I kind of knew it was going to happen sooner or later. But it is what it is. So let me know what you think about my selections. I'll put down below in the word part, description part, or whatever, what I picked. Let me know what you guys think. And like I said, let me know what you guys picked. I think this is fun. It was, like I said, for me, it was way more challenging than I thought it was going to be. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. With that being said, live long, prosper, and collect your own way.